But showtime moment. But see, people don't talk about credit unions who meet expectations. They talk about you, individual people who create those unique stories. And in our world of consumer-driven reviews, meeting expectations is like doing nothing at all. Servicing our members, providing personalized and customized service to all those you serve. But we have showtime moments, the opportunity to create the unique value, that unique experience with our members, whether we're on the phone, or in an email conversation, or we're on the sideline of a soccer field, because they're family to us. We know who they are. What are you going to do differently? Like a fascinating element. If you look at an industry such as the airline industry, I wanted something completely different from our own industry, and how we can actually break that down and do that. Now, when I say the airline industry, I think it's one of the most mundane things you can do in our country. Flying from coast to coast or through the domestic TSA systems. If you put on a blindfold, I don't think you could tell me what airline you're flying. And when you pick, an airfare or a flight, you go probably by what? Schedule, by loyalty, maybe by price. So schedule, price, loyalty. You've got many options, just similar to your members have options. But what makes something unique? What makes one person brand an entity? Enter Captain Denny Flanagan. I'm in Tampa, Florida, and I'm with my family, actually. It was a summertime gig, took all the family down there. We're flying to Washington, D.C. We're at the gate agent, standard greeting. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll begin boarding in 10 minutes. Big boarding in zones, have your boarding passes available. The same thing. You guys done this? Have you been there? I do this a lot. It's just what it is. It's mundane. But then it got different. Out of the jetway, which is that ramp to the airplane, came a gentleman. He's in uniform, had 3 other people in uniform. He comes up and grabs that microphone and says, "Good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Captain Denny Flanagan. I'll be flying you to Washington, D.C., and I thought you all should know that this is my second flight." And it's like me and all the regulars, we're in our chairs. You know what prairie dogging is? Everyone's like you stand up in your cubicle, like, did he just say what? And he played it perfect. My second flight today. I just flew in from Washington, D.C. There was some bad weather. Don't worry, we're going to fly you around those clouds going back. He then introduces the co-pilot, introduces the flight attendants, and asks if we have any questions. He'd be happy to answer them for us now. What? Devin, this doesn't happen, right? This is just not, it doesn't happen. And some people went up and they talked to him. I thought it was pretty cool. And finally we board. I'm getting on the aircraft. And typically at the door of the aircraft, who's standing there greeting you? Flight attendant, of course. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. There's the captain. He's shaking everybody's hand, and he's handing out a little postcard. It's a picture of the aircraft, and on the back of the postcard is like how far it flies, how much it weighs. It was like the baseball card of the Boeing 737, right? And I had to ask him, like, wait a second, what's your name? He's like, Captain Denny. And straight up asked him, like, is it customer service week? Are you being reviewed on this flight? I did. He looked straight at me and says, no. I just like to do things different. And it was like the disruptor to the mental cycle, like, wow. And I probably talked to him for 10 seconds. I even told him I love to talk about customer experience and creating these impact moments and showtime moments. And he asked for my card. And I get on the plane. Mid-flight. Ding. This is Mr. Pet's on board. Would you kindly ring your flight attendant button? All my kids are like, Daddy. And a flight attendant comes up and she gives me a card. And it was his business card. She's like, no, turn it over. And I turn it over, and I have a note from the captain to the Pets family telling me I'm a valued customer and that I personally am appreciated. What can he do to exceed my expectations? I'm looking and going, that is so cool. Wait a second, I just got a handwritten note from the captain in mid-flight. Getting off the plane, where's the captain? He was at the door, shaking hands, talking to people. I stepped into the aisle, I talked to him for about 15 minutes. Everyone was off the plane. Family's off, they're up, sitting at the restaurant waiting on me. But we talked about the simple things that you can do to create unique value, adding unexpected value in an unexpected place. And nothing that this captain did cost a dime, but he looked for a way to engage me as an individual member in a place where I had never been engaged before. Ever. What can you do to bring the Showtime moments out there? I even had the guy's card. I thought I'm going to email him, see if he's legit or see if it's a dummy card. And he beat me to it. I have an email the next morning from Captain Denny Flanagan thanking me. Me, my wife, my family by name. You know how many miles I had flown? I was a little stalky at that point, right? But